In the heart of bustling Tokyo lived Aiko Sato, an elegant art curator married to the successful architect Ryo. To the world, they were a picture of perfection, their smiles gracing parties, their hands always intertwined in photos. But behind the perfect facade, Aiko felt a growing void. Ryo had become distant, a stranger in their own home. His phone, once shared, was now a fortress, his schedule filled with vague latings. Then came the first crack in their perfect world. A lipstick stain on his collar, a shade she never wore. Her heart plunged, but she swallowed her questions, cloaking her pain in silence. A week later, a package arrived for Ryo. Curiosity got the better of her. Inside, she found a child's drawing, colorful and innocent, with the words "To Papa" from Haru. Aiko froze. They had no children. The name meant nothing, yet it meant everything. That night, propelled by a cold dread, she followed him. The truth she found was more devastating than any imagined betrayal. There was Ryo, not in a late meeting, but with another woman. Her name Emi. They were laughing, their hands linked not with each other but with a small boy, Haru. It wasn't just an affair. It was a parallel life. For 4 years, Ryo had been playing the role of husband and father to Emi and her son from a previous marriage. Every weekend he was away on business, he was with them. Aiko didn't confront him. The betrayal was too deep for words, too vast for a single argument. She retreated into herself, crying silently for days, each memory of their marriage now tainted, every "I love you" echoing as a lie. The pain was a constant, suffocating weight. But then she saw it, a photo of Ryo, Emi, and Haru, a happy family smiling in a park. Something inside her didn't just break. It hardened into a sharp, cold desire for revenge. Her target wasn't Ryo. It was Emi. Aiko began to dig, her grief fueling a meticulous investigation. She found Emi's flower shop in Shibuya. And through the shop, she found Emi's other son, a 23-year-old film student named Ren Takahashi. He was handsome, creative, and often helped his mother. When Aiko saw a picture of him, her heart twisted. He had the same quiet, gentle eyes as Ryo. It was a cruel coincidence that sealed her plan. One afternoon, Aiko walked into the flower shop, playing the part of a curious customer. She met Ren. He was polite, a little shy, with an innocent smile that, for a moment, disarmed her. But she held on to her anger. This was the first move in her calculated game. She became a regular, always asking for Ren's artistic eye to help with arrangements, slowly weaving herself into the fabric of his life. He was drawn to the mysterious, beautiful older woman with a universe of sadness in her eyes. It didn't take long for him to be utterly captivated. When Ren finally gathered the courage to confess his feelings, Aiko accepted. She felt a cold triumph, but no joy. Her heart wasn't in it. This was for Emi. This was to make her feel the same soul-crushing pain that Aiko had endured. They began seeing each other in secret. Their world was made of quiet cafes, old movie theaters, and stolen moments by the riverside at night. For Ren, it was the breathless magic of first love. For Aiko, it was an act of vengeance, or so she told herself. But then something shifted. In Ren's presence, the storm inside her began to calm. He didn't just look at her. He saw her. He listened to her dreams, her fears, and the long silences she couldn't fill with words. He would sketch her face, telling her that her eyes held stories he was desperate to understand. Each gentle smile from him felt like it was mending a piece of her that Ryo had shattered. One night, as he held her close, he whispered, "You don't have to be strong all the time." And with those words, the dam broke. She sobbed in his arms, a torrent of grief and guilt and something else she couldn't name. In that moment of raw vulnerability, she realized the terrible, beautiful truth. She wasn't pretending anymore. She had fallen completely in love with the son of her husband's lover. But secrets, especially those born from betrayal, have a way of crawling into the light. Ryo, growing suspicious of Aiko's own newfound distance, followed her one evening. He watched, frozen in disbelief, as she kissed Ren by the river, the son of the woman he had just left. The collision of his two worlds was catastrophic. The very next day, An anonymous, cruelly clear photo landed in Amy's hands. The confrontation was brutal. Amy, her face a mask of horror and betrayal, told her son everything. "She's the wife of the man who destroyed our life," she explained, the words hanging like a death sentence in the air. Ren ran to Aiko's apartment, his eyes wild with a pain she knew all too well. "Tell me it's not true," he begged, his voice cracking. "Tell me you didn't use me." Tears streamed down Aiko's face. "I wanted to," she confessed, her voice a raw whisper. "At first, I wanted to hurt your mother, but then I met you, and everything changed." His voice trembled with the weight of her confession. "Then why does it still feel like a lie?" He left, and the door closed on their impossible love story. In the aftermath, everything fell apart. Ryo and Emi's affair crumbled into ashes. Ren vanished from his mother's shop, a ghost in his own life. And Aiko, needing to escape the ghosts of Tokyo, moved to a quiet seaside town, Kamakura. She started over, letting the rhythm of the waves soothe the scars on her heart. Months turned into a year. Then one spring morning, a letter appeared in her mailbox. There was no name, no return address. Inside was a single sheet of paper. It was a pencil sketch of her face, capturing the sadness and the strength Ren had seen in her eyes. At the bottom, a single devastating line was written. "Even if you lied, I still loved you." Ren. Aiko traced the lines of the drawing, a faint bittersweet smile touching her lips as tears welled in her eyes. She walked to the shore, clutching the letter, and whispered to the wind, "I loved you too." As she watched the waves, she felt them washing away the guilt, the anger, the pain. For the first time in years, her heart was quiet. It was a heart that had been broken, that had broken others, and that had learned to love in the most unexpected of places. It was a silent heart. Yes, but at long last, it was a free one. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If it moved you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel for more stories that explore the complexities of the human heart. We'll see you in the next one.